Hello, my name is Jemmy, and welcome back to Lesson 5 of Pythomon Go. Today we're going to be looking at for and while loop. So, first off is the for loop. The for loop is to do something repeatedly, a lot of times, or a limited amount of times. So, in our first code, you can see for I in range, and inside the parentheses, there's 10, and it's going to repeat the code under it 10 times. So in this case, it's going to print your Pokemon has returned from the gym. In case you didn't know, in Pokemon Go, you can put your Pokemon in the gym to earn coins, and this message will notify you when your Pokemon has been defeated and has come back. So if we were to run this, it would print your Pokemon has returned from the gym 10 times, as you can see, and you can change this text to whatever you want, like um, uh, yikes. I don't know. Yikes. Yikes 10 times, I guess. I don't know what you would do that for, but yeah, you could do that. And now we're gonna move on to our second for loop. This for loop will print out our list in vertically, and so what it is that we have a list. My list is called Pokédex, and then Pokédex equals to Charizard, Magikarp, Bulbasaur, Raichu, and Snorlax. And our code for this little section is for Poke in Pokédex, print Poke. So now let's try this, and you can see that the Pokemon's name are aligned from top to bottom in vertical order. If we were to just do print, I shouldn't have done that. If you were to just do this print, no, that's wrong. Print Pokédex, right? Let's see the difference. So here is our print Pokédex, and you can see that it's printed horizontally, and it still has those commas and those quotation marks and the brackets. But if we were to do this code, then we don't have any of those commas or brackets. Instead, we have it aligned neatly in vertical form. So that is this program. And now let's look at our for loop with vertical order. I mean, integer list. So our for loop will now calculate the mean of weights. So now I'm going to show you how to find a mean. First, you get all your Pokemons and add up all the sum value, like so. Then you find how much Pokemons there are, and then you divide the amount of HP by how much Pokemons there are. Mishmash, mishmash, and then you would get a
Magikarp.
So I listed the weights of Pokemons in here, and we're going to find the mean of the weight. So the mean is basically the average weight of the Pokemons. So in here we have just random numbers that are typed out, and that's in our list called weights. And then we're gonna have a total weight, because if you didn't know, in order to find the mean, you would need the total amount of that the number adds up to, and how much digits or Pokemons there are in the list. So here we're going to calculate how much this whole thing adds up together. So for weight in weights, total weight equals to plus weight. So this right here, plus equal to sign, it's a little complicated, but then once you know it, it won't be that hard anymore. So total weight plus equal to weight, it's basically saying total weight equals to total weight plus weight. In other cases, that plus and equal to sign is a shortcut for this. Total weight, there. That plus and equal to sign is a shortcut for this. Instead of having to write total weight equals to total weight plus weight, we just have to write total weight plus equals to weight. That's it. So it saves us a ton of work, and you could do like this if you don't understand it though. It's the same thing. And now let's look at this one. This one is the number of Pokemons, as I said earlier, the number of items in this list. And you can see that we have used a code from our last video called length. Length will find out how much indexes there are in this list. So we're going to find the index, how much indexes there are, and how much the value is. So now we're going to print total weight divided by number of Pokemons. Let's see. As you can see, 281.900. Okay, that's a lot, but basically let's round it off as 282. So the average weight of the Pokemons in this list is 282 kilograms. So yeah, that is for the for loop. It's basically repeating something a lot of times without having to type it out. So now let's move on to the while loop. So here we have one prime example of the while loop. So this one is to basically it's kind of like the for loop I could say, but this one has a limit of 10, just like the for loop I guess, and it'll print out hello Jemmy, welcome back to Pythomon Go, and 10 times. So I'll run it first and then I'll tell you how it works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So as you can see, it's printed out at 9 times, and I'll tell you the logic behind it. So I equals to 0, that's a variable, and then we have the while loop. While I is less than 9, print hello Jemmy, welcome back to Python Go. And then after they printed it out, they're going to add +1 to I. And now if we keep on repeating this, I at one point will be greater than 9, which is 9. And then it will stop printing it and result in this. So yeah, that is the code for this. It's pretty simple. You could just use a for loop, but I mean, why not? Okay, now for our last code. This is also a while loop, but instead of being the normal one, we have two new how do you call it? Two new I could say codes for while loop. We have continue and break. So now let's see what both of them do. So first off, you gotta understand what this code does. So it will basically, when you're gonna catch a Pokemon, right? You clicked on it and then you are about to catch it with your Pokeball. So basically it will have a stat right here, Pokemon not caught equals to false. So here's the stat of if it's like caught or not caught. And then we're gonna set a variable called time. And I don't think this is in any game, but then related to Pokemon. But I'm going to set a time so that if you don't catch it within the given amount of time, then it would run away. So that is for time. And then we're gonna have our while loop right now. While not Pokemon not caught, which means it's true. Time plus equals to 5, which is times equal to time plus 5, print time. So it's going to print out the time, and the time will go by 5 seconds. So instead of like going from 1 second, it's going to go from 5. So instead of going from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's going to go 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, and so on. So now the other one is here. If time is less than 50, continue. So this one I'm trying to say like from 0 to 50, we're going to not print anything yet. It's just going to be the numbers. But then as you can see in this code, if time is greater than 100, Pokemon not caught equals to true, then break. And this is basically saying to break off at 100 so it won't print anything else. And from 50 onwards until 100 is going to print it's about to run away. So from 50 up to 100, it's going to start printing this. Between the numbers, it's about to run away. And then once it runs away, then it's going to print out you missed your chance. And this is, I thought I could make like a little game where you like have to click something amount of times in order to make it not run away. But then come on. So the only way is that it will run away at the end. But we're just gonna look at the code for fun. So here we have it. So at first it starts at 5, 10, 15, 20, 35, and then all the way to 50. And then after 50 it says it's about to run away. 55, it's about to run away, all the way to 100. And then after 100 it says it's about to run away. And then 105, which is at the end, it goes, you missed your chance, which means that it's gone. And yeah, that is it for this program and for this lesson. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching, and bye.